Sick of hearing tech YouTubers banging on about foldable devices yet? You aren't? Well, that's great news because I've got hands-on with Lenovo's high-tech ThinkPad X1 Fold. It's basically a 13-inch tablet PC that you can fold in half for easy storage or quickly convert into a makeshift laptop using either a virtual or a physical keyboard. I've had the chance to have a bit of a hands-on play with the ThinkPad X1 Fold, and here's all you need to know about that very clever high-tech design and all of the snazzy features stacked inside. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So the X1 Fold is so bloody complex that it apparently took Lenovo 4 long years to design the thing, and while the model that I fondled was technically still a prototype, the final version should be out midway through 2020. The thing is constructed from lightweight alloys plus a smattering of carbon fibre to toughen it up for a bit of life on the road. And Lenovo has managed to magically construct the X1 Fold so the weight is equally distributed between those two halves. No mean feat considering they contain different components. On one side you've got the chipset, the antenna, all that kind of shenanigans, and the other side holds a custom-made battery. And they've definitely done a cracking job because the device feels perfectly balanced when you hold it in one hand. A leather cover adds a touch of luxury while also protecting your mitts against any heat that may be emanating from the X1 Fold. And presumably it'll also do a great job of pissing off any vegans who are considering a purchase. And not only that, but there's a handy kickstand built into that folio as well for propping the X1 Fold upright when needed. The neat fold-in design means you can use the X1 Fold in a few different ways. So first up, you can simply use it like a 13.3-inch tablet, and it works just fine if you bend it a bit as well, clutching it like a book, which proves quite a comfortable form factor if you're going to be holding it one-handed. At any point, you can split that screen in half and use those two halves for separate apps as well, running independently of one another. And you can also call up a virtual keyboard on one half and use the X1 Fold like a laptop. That hinge is definitely stiff enough to keep the device locked in whatever position you need. On top of that, Lenovo has also chucked in a mini Bluetooth keyboard which can be placed over that virtual keyboard and actually take its place if you prefer a more tactile experience. That board is super thin, just like the iPad Pro keyboard, but it's definitely an improvement over a flat display for typing. Just don't bother with that comedically tiny touchpad. Alternatively, you can of course prop up the X1 Fold in landscape mode and lay it on the desk if you want to work with some more screen space. The foldable display tech was crafted in collaboration with LG, and it's certainly a marvel. The display doesn't fold completely flat, but rather it has a curved 4-part hinge which leaves a clear gap in the middle when it is folded in half, and that means you don't get much of a crease when the X1 Fold is then splayed open. And that gap also serves a purpose. You can actually slip that bundled Bluetooth keyboard into the gap to help protect the screen, and it also wirelessly charges the board ready for the next time you want it. The keyboard is secured in place with magnets, and in this compact form, the X1 Fold looks and feels like a book. It is a bit of a chunky monkey, but at a shade under 1 kilo, it's pretty damn light too. It'll slip into the likes of a large handbag, no problem whatsoever. And Lenovo has also performed plenty of stress testing on that bendable display as well, and it reckons you'll get sort of 3 to 5 years of continual use out of the thing before that hinge shows any signs of giving up, so let's hope that is the case. The screen itself is certainly punchy, as you'd kind of expect from an OLED panel, with colours that smack you right in the chops. The 2048 by 1536 pixel resolution keeps visuals nice and crisp, while the contrast also seems to be pleasingly sharp, although the top brightness of 300 nits could be a little bit stronger for more comfortable outdoor use. You do get quite chunky bezels surrounding that screen as well, although this does at least help when you're folding the device so you don't end up pressing on that display. And the touchscreen on this prototype model seemed perfectly responsive too, and yeah, you can get busy with a stylus pen if you want to get a bit more creative. The ThinkPad X1 Fold will be powered by an Intel Core platform, although the exact specs will be revealed by Lenovo closer to the big release date. But based on its test models, Lenovo reckons you'll get up to 11 hours of mixed use from a full charge, which will be great if true. And when you buy the X1 Fold, you'll also have the option of adding in 5G support as well, handy if you want to stay connected wherever you roam. The device takes nano SIM cards via a side-mounted slot. And as for the rest of the ports, you also get 2 Type-C USB ports, including a bit of DisplayPort connectivity. And that is pretty much it, as you'd kind of expect from such a compact tablet-style design. And the first ThinkPad X1 Fold to market will apparently run Windows 10, while a Windows 10 X version will be coming later in the year. But if you're already gagging for a bit of X1 Fold action, then bad news. It's not scheduled to hit the UK and other markets until mid-2020 at the earliest. And it's going to start from $2,500 as well, so you better get saving now. And that right there in a nutshell is Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 Pro. Very clever bit of tech. Would it be a good alternative to the likes of the Microsoft Surface Pro? Definitely be great to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a lovely week, people. Cheers!